Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama. Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord Shri Krishna, oh my Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Ooh. Ooh. Shri Krishna. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Shri Advaita Chandra, Jai Gauravata. My goodness, what a name, man! God. You know, I remember, I used to read these books, Carlos Castaneda. I don't know if anybody else has read that, if you're that old, or that, time of that time, Carlos Castaneda. And it was all about getting an ally. See, it's all about subduing the ally. And then you get special power, you know? But you had to, otherwise you're weak without the ally. And that's the reflection about the truth. That's what we are. We're weak without the ally. The ally is the source, man. The source has got a name. The name is Hare Krishna, or Lord Caitanya, or many incarnations. It's Christ, is our source. And then we feel balanced, clear. When we make that contact. Empowered. See, now we know what empowered is. See, the modes of nature are empowering everybody too, but you're empowered in ignorance. Therefore, you don't know. You think you're doing it on your own. That's ignorance. You think you're on your own. You notice all the self-realized souls always say that of myself I cannot do this. See, that's what like Jesus said, and Ramananda Roy said, "Oh, you're speaking through me." See, you're the it's like you got to acknowledge your part in everything and God's part, or your God's part. What is your part? Is it Christ? Is it Krishna? Is it Lord Caitanya? Oh, no, there's only Christ. He's the only God. Oh, really? How come other people, well, maybe a few others, are worshiping the Lord like you worship Christ and get the same kind of result, empowerment, ecstatic devotion, stuff like that. Why, if it's a different God? See, that's why I'm with Krishna and Lord Chaitanya and this knowledge and this experience in this way of worship, because it gives me more understanding, more logic, more clarity about the situation, and shows me beyond sectarianism or false ideas that actually are not really, really true. That Jesus is the only God and the only, that isn't revealed in Christianity usually, if you've noticed. They become sectarian. They're caught up in that level of sectarianism. And the Vaishnavas right now, they have this knowledge that they're in charge of, but they don't have any understanding of it because their devotion hasn't been awakened. So they're not Bhagavad Gita 10:10. They can't understand their books. Therefore, they appoint gurus and saviors who can't save. They appoint spiritual masters that are not masters of the Supreme Spirit. They can't call the Lord and He comes. Because proof that you're calling the Lord and He comes is devotion awakens. That's the only attractive force for Krishna. It's the only real way to realize Krishna is by this awakening of bhakti. Otherwise, nobody understands the Lord. He's just a great mystery. Okay? Devotion reveals that mystery. There's no other way. And those are the saviors in the world because they have full knowledge, true knowledge. See, conclusive understanding. They can bring you out of the illusion. People are weak in the world because of ignorance. See, the three modes of nature, they don't know anything about usually. Most people don't. And then if they don't have that way of worship, where you're worshiping these verses that are in these very deep scriptures, like the Vedas, if you don't have devotion awakened, you can't understand them. They're just like codes. You can't break it. Devotion breaks the code. And if you have real devotion, you have symptoms. This ecstatic devotion brings tears. What do you see here? I don't have to, what you see here is the symptoms of a person who has realized the Lord to some extent. Who will never stop realizing more about God. That's the beauty of it. Even Krishna himself is always realizing. So that's the power of the name. That's the power of the name. Lord Caitanya came chanting that name in ecstasy. Okay? And because of that kind of chanting and his association, chanting like that for the world, so many people got that. They saw a role model of something that was very rarely seen on this planet. See? And they got this kind of devotion that the Lord had. See, which enables us to realize the true nature of God, to be able to appreciate the deep essence of the Bible and other scriptures, and not be caught up in the sectarianism in there also. Sectarianism and bias, and not understand the universal principles of deliverance. Universal principle of deliverance is always the same. The door is the liberated soul who is liberated in this kind of truth, this conclusive truth. See? Only the Father knows the Son. You see, even Jesus spoke it. That's why I like his words. His words are very true. Only the Father knows the Son, and the Son knows the Father. And the Son can reveal the Father to whom he chooses. See? So people don't realize the value. You have to become a son of God in order to reveal the Father, the true nature of the Father, the conclusive nature of the Father, to whom the Lord chooses, to come into your association. See? Because if you're not chosen, you won't appreciate the preaching of a liberated soul. You'll appreciate the preaching of non-liberated souls. That's how Maya works. That's why it's called religion, materially motivated religion. You'll appreciate those who are less intelligent. You won't understand the beauty of the Bhagavatam, like the interactions between Daksha and Lord Shiva and that whole scenario. And this goes on now. I was thinking about this. I was meditating. This came to me. It's coming back again. I was kind of smiling about this. I said, yeah, that's how it works, Lord. Practical. Daksha and the curse of Nandi. Nandi was a follower of Lord Shiva who had the mercy of Lord Shiva, see, which is devotion, to see the real truth of everything. And he saw that millions of Brahmins were considering Daksha's understanding and knowledge above Lord Shiva's knowledge and understanding. See, Lord Shiva was a pure devotee. Okay? He was an empowered devotee with the spiritual potency. Okay? So the Brahmins accepted that level of understanding of Daksha, which is Brahminical, as above Lord Shiva's information. Therefore, they were less intelligent. They got the curse of being less intelligent. That's the same thing now. If anybody puts the intelligence of Brahmins or persons who haven't realized God, or in our line, realized Krishna and Lord Caitanya through devotion, you put their intelligence on top of somebody who has, you're less intelligent. You inherit that curse of Nandi. It just has, it's a curse. It just is. It's just that way. And that's the situation. That's why they have to learn learn the symptoms. Okay, where's the symptoms of real intelligence? Where's the symptoms of real understanding of God and the Vedas? Where's the symptom of real knowledge of God, Krishna, and the Vedas? See? Bhagavad Gita 10:10. That's why I repeat it all the time until the world gets it. Otherwise, what good is you're trying to, prance around the stage, looking like gurus if you can't understand Bhagavad Gita 10:10? Can't understand that you're not a bona fide guru. What good is it to you or to your followers to read Bhagavad Gita if you can't understand it? You got to go to somebody who worships the Lord with loving ecstasy, which is prema bhakti, and get the information from them because they have the real understanding. They have the real knowledge. Why are you going to people that don't have that understanding? Why? Because they're less intelligent, because you inherit the curse of Nandi. You have to hear the real Bhagavatam from a real empowered devotee and hear this confidential message of the Bhagavatam. Otherwise, how are you going to get over that obstacle? You won't even know it's an obstacle. You think it's okay. Oh yeah, even people here do the same thing still. Even in our Sangha still, there's some remnants of that. Oh yeah, let's listen to this devotee. They're not even on the level of devotion yet. It's not the same as hearing here unless they're on that level of devotion. Then you'll be weakened by that. You'll mix. This is what they did. Prabhupada's understanding with the God Brothers' understanding. Oh yeah, it's the same, Prabhupada's not the same. See, I don't see the reason I'm doing what I'm doing and with the empowerment to do what I do is I don't put less intelligent persons on the same platform as Prabhupada. The reason why Krishna devotees are weak is because they do. Oh yeah, well, Sridhar Maharaj and this Maharaj and that Maharaj and this God brother and that. Oh, same as Prabhupada. Curse of Nandi. You're less intelligent. You can't do what is being done here. Isn't that true? They can't accomplish what we're accomplishing. See? You got to have as it is conclusive understanding of the Vedas to get over these things. That means you got to hear from somebody empowered by that Almighty Lord. And then you can check it. You can check everything I said there. Now you'll see it right there in the book. Go look, Canto 4. Daksha versus Lord Shiva, that case. It's like a court case. Look at it like this. Daksha versus Lord Shiva. You see everything I said is right there. And you could never have understood it before until you hear it here. Why? Because usually people have been listening to these other people who don't understand these things because of lack of the awakening of prema, which is very rare right now. It's so rare, I think only in our Sangha, amongst the Vaishnavas, can you see symptoms of that. You say, where are the symptoms, man? Don't tell me, oh, it's all over the place. There's so many pure devotees. Where are the symptoms of a pure devotee, man? Where are the tears, man? Where's the ecstatic chanting? Where is the revelation and realization that proves that that person is not a sahaja, is not a fool, like those persons calling people unintelligently sahajas, without any proof, without any backing. It's almost like fiat currency. You have no fear. Well, just believe it, man. Just believe it. It's just a piece of friggin' paper they print. And they say, believe this is your God, man. Believe this is of that. This is what you do in these gurus and these leaders. You say, oh, just believe that they are of value, man. Don't have Prabhupada's book backing it up, whether they have value or not. Just believe it. And people believe it. The sheep will believe it. Just believe getting the shot is good for you because Fauci and Bill Gates say so. And now all the truth is coming out that it ain't good for you, man. Sudden death symptoms. Most, 84% of children are young people. Children and young people. Well, young adults, 84% heart deaths are up in the Twitter from the surgeon, from the Attorney General of Florida. Twitter banned his post and it was true, a study and all that. This kind of world we're living in. Snakes, demons, man. Yeah, but you know what? With Krishna, With this value of these teachings, with Prabhupada's books, with the empowerment here, we'll get through it all. And all these other people won't take shelter where the real intelligence is. They won't get through. The ISKCON won't get through it. They can't. Look, they're already, their gurus are getting up and saying, put poison in your arms. See? Less intelligent, isn't it? Even the world is revealing these things. And that shows you your gurus are bogus. They're bogies, a bogey is that comes from the sky, shoots down. That's your gurus, man. This is Krishna showing you. Your big illustrious Charya Dev, man, says, go get the shot. It's good for you. That's who you believe in? Hey, man, I'm speaking out, man. I say that's bogus, man. What kind of, how dare you say you represent, you can't even take care of your disciples, man. You line them up for the firing squad. Tough love, isn't it? Tough truth. See, hard like a thunderbolt, soft like a flower. Where do you get that, man? Only where the Lord actually is working. All these truths are in force when the Lord is exercising his authority in this world through his real representatives. Again, amen. Come on, Acharya Dave. Come on, any of you in the Gaudiya Samiti. Come on, let's have a discussion. Let's discuss this. Are you really who you are, man? Can you bring your disciple back to Vrindavan? Do you have the actual qualifications? Or you just say, well, just blindly believe that we're Guru Devs, man, even though you never see a tear, you never see any ecstasy. You see lots of rules, lots of regulations. That's what you see, man. Oh, they're bona fide because they follow rules. They fast and they do everything that the verses say is not the qualification. They preach, like Narayan Maharaj, preached everything that wasn't the real qualification of a real guru. It's never, yes, it's simple truth. Yes, it's correct. Those who awaken devotion to Krishna are certainly the spiritual master. And we got a lot of that awakening here, don't we? Huh? And they say, oh, Gohar, you're not. Just believe, because just believe that that Gohari and his group is not qualified, are not bona fide. Just believe it, because we're fiat currency. We got nothing backing our statements, but Gohari, he has everything backing. He has all of Prabhupada's. All of the verses of Chaitanya Charitamrita overturn Narayan Raj's conclusions. It's not by fasting, it's not by renunciation, it's not by austerity that he preached, and everybody still preaches in Vaishnavism, that you attain Krishna Vrindavan. It's through the devotees who chant like the devotees do here in ecstatic devotion that you can see with your own eyes. Where what you see is what you get here. No appearances, no illusions, illusionists, illusional philosophy. No, you come here, and if you're sincere and you want devotion, you'll get it. If you want to be a teacher, you'll get that too. The Lord will kick you out, send you over to Mina's camp, or Mahavira's camp, or my ex-wife's camp. You go work in an old folks' home for a while. This is for the youthful bhakti, man. Bhakti is you. Lot energy. Life. Everlasting. If not, go get locked up by your ex-boyfriends, in your room. And still they don't understand. It's amazing. It's a miracle. People are so stubborn. Gohari's a meanie today, huh? People say you should think more about what you're saying. You should, choose your words. Just Look over your words, see what kind of impact you're going to have. Make sure you're saying the right thing so that you make people happy. Just give them what they want. So, no problem to modify the truth a little bit. Don't just speak from the books, man. No, do what they do in ISKCON. Yeah, rubber stamp gurus out. Let's make lots of sannyasis. Make them gurus of the saviors of the fallen souls. Teach, that you don't need ecstatic devotion to be a real guru, even though Prabhupada had ecstatic devotion. We all know that, right? And so it's not necessary now that the followers of Prabhupada get ecstatic devotion. No, right? Only Prabhupada, only Bhakti-Siddhanta, only, the line is through the ecstatic devotees, but no ecstatic devotees are in the line anymore. We won't even let you see it, man. We'll just say, oh yeah, we have it, but you can't see it. It's too private. See all the bullshit, man. You come here, we'll set you straight. We'll give you some clarity, uncompromised logic, truthfulness on all levels. Amy Rose, Pfizer has admitted they never tested the vaccine. Yeah, you see, all these people who believe in the government. See, it's like believing in religion, believing in these goes, oh, we'll take you back, but you die on your deathbed, and then you find out, what? You mean I can't go? But my Guru Dev said he would bring me back to Goloka Vrindavan. Oh, sorry, you just had the false Guru. Just like they had the false authority there in the world. Oh yeah, take the shot. It's good for you. It'll stop the transmission. Do it for the good of the world. See, and they were right. It was for the good of the world, the good of the worldly. See, the good of Lucifer, who tricks and lies and deceives. Right? And then Shiva, that's his job. Trick, lie, deceive people who believe in. Don't believe in liars. But what are you going to do? That's all you got. You come here, you get an alternative. You get to believe in the truth on all levels. We'll teach you, how the politicians are lying to you also. Not so much of that. After a while, you realize, oh, yeah, that's of course. And you'll see how the gurus are lying to you, no matter how sincere they all appear. Doesn't Bill Gates appear sincere that he really wants to do you well? Doesn't he? How about Fauci? Oh, I really doesn't Biden? Oh, you don't think in religion it's the same bullshit? Same bullshit, all the way up there. Why do you think Krishna says in the real books, the books that they hold but don't understand, and you don't understand because you believe in them? Why do you think Krishna says, abandon all varieties of religion and take shelter of me? I will give you protection. Who is that me? That's conclusive truth, man. But you need bhakti to do it. And if you got no bhakti, you got to go to the devotees who have it. That's parampara. Not these bullshit sampradayas. Oh, yeah. Well, my grandfather had bhakti, man. Therefore, I'm a Goswami. Come to me and I'll liberate you. Bullshit, man. You're seminal. You're just seminal. Just a product of somebody's, what. You're a product of a squirt. That's it. A couple of squirts. Where are the symptoms of ecstatic devotion? Gaur, you're offensive to the Goswamis. Well, if they're a Goswami, what's the offense, man? If the Goswami, have they controlled Krishna? That's the main thing. Yeah. And has devotion awakened in them so that Krishna comes and blesses them and others and liberates others through them? Can we see the symptoms of being liberated? You come here. Do you see the symptoms of people being liberated? You see the symptoms, you can read it, you can check Chaitanya Charitamrita, the symptoms of liberated souls. They have prema bhakti. They sometimes laugh, they cry when they chant Hare Krishna because they're associating with a transcendental form of Krishna in his name. And when you're that means Vrindavan's there, and you have Vrindavan feelings. Vrindavan feelings are ecstatic. They're crying in Vrindavan, you're crying here. They're laughing in Vrindavan, you're laughing here. They're choking up in Vrindavan, you're choking here. What does that mean? You've attained Vrindavan consciousness. Wherever you are, even the North Pole, you chant like that, Vrindavan is there. For others too. That's their only connection. Real connection is you. Oh, that's not true. It's not true. Yeah, it's true. Advaita thought it was true. Lord Caitanya said, Nityananda cheated me. He led me away from Vrindavan. He was bewildered in ecstasy, chanting the holy name in ecstasy, kind of like what you see here. And I've been taken away from physical Vrindavan. Oh, Advaita said, wherever you are is Vrindavan. See? Wherever the ecstatic devotees are, that's Vrindavan. Vrindavan is composed of Radha and Krishna and the other associates, right? So if you can attract Radha and Krishna in the North Pole by your chanting, and they awaken and take their seat in your heart, wow, there you go, man. And all the other associates are attracted to them too. So you get everything. It becomes crowded in your heart. There's no room for Maya. That's why Maya comes out. That's why Maya is always trying to take and lodge in your heart. It's always trying to get you away from here. You don't want to lose your seat, So you got to really come to really want this, man. Because it gets crowded in your heart because you get Radha and Krishna and all their associates. And you get also, not only Radha and Krishna and Vrindavan Leela, you get Mayapur Leela. So it gets to be a big party in there. You need room. All these demons have to come out, right? Exorcisms, just spontaneously. Anyway, that's all that, in the world. It's just, what is the essence of all that? Learn to put your faith in liberated souls. They are your best friends in this world. They know the essence of truth, right? And they're very hard to find. You have to have a real sincere desire. It's only by greed. Either you're really, you could be really distressed, and then you find them sometimes. And then you get relief of your distress, but often actually, people leave. Oh, okay, thank you very much. I got relief of my distress. I'm on my way. See you later. But the distress will come back later because they didn't understand how this works. It's a family affair. Yeah, everything is tricking you. This whole Maya is a big trick. It's a lie. It's a deception. Isn't it? This is the world. See? God, what was that verse called? Real nice verse. God so loved the world that he sent his son to save it. But he doesn't really love the world, really. We love the world. That's the problem. Why would God love his shadow, man? Do you love your shadow? You say, oh, I just love to look at this dark shadow. My dark shadow. That's the world that people love. They've been conditioned to love. They love, that Stockholm syndrome? Well, that's the world. You think it's just people, certain people getting Stockholm? No, the whole world's got it. They love their torture. And they get you're dunked into the water, man, and then you're raised out a little bit. You think, oh, this is happiness. It's the world, man. Yeah, we love our tortures. Well, anyway, the Lord wants to give freedom now. Come here, join the party, man. It's crowded. We've got a big party going and getting bigger all the time. I don't see it. Truth is the party, man. It's so refreshing. I find it so refreshing to get truth. It's wonderful. So let's see here. I'll read Srimad Bhagavatam here, I think. Okay, let's see. I think we were reading chapter 1 here. River, you want to read a little bit?
I do, Maharaj, but the book's over there and Karuna's downstairs.
Okay, so Tom will start reading, and then later you pick up. You want to read, Tom? Canto 1. And you can start with 7.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And Hare Krishna. I'm on my way. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
It's not chapter 7, it's text 7, sorry.
Yeah, chapter 1, text 7. Thank you, Haribo. Well, being the eldest learned Vedantist, O Sutta Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of Godhead. And you also know other sages who are fully versed in all kinds of physical and metaphysical knowledge. And because you are submissive, your spiritual masters have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple. Therefore, you can.
You see, that's the because you are submissive, but it's not forced submissive. People to become submissive, you either got it, or you need to develop it, or you don't have it. You know, like you just don't even want it. Don't even want to struggle. Like we have some people struggling. We have one guy struggling with this submission thing because he's an intelligent guy and he's just trying to figure it out, you know, and he doesn't want to be cheated. You know, so to come to submit, it takes trust. You know, it's like, you know, a lot of times people trust too easily. You trust Maya and you get screwed. And you don't know that Maya's here to screw you. You know, you trust gurus too easily and you get screwed. Okay? So it's not a bad thing to be careful when you accept something, you know. Because then when you can trust that the person ain't cheating you, because if you're some level of a servant of Maya, you're a cheater, man. You're a cheater. That's why I say I just go right to the cut to the chase and say, hey man, what are you? Your guru representing the Hare Krishna movement, representing the Gaudiya Vaishnava lineage. That means you're bringing people out of the material world into the Vrindavan, into the spiritual world, are you qualified? That's a fair question. I ain't going to trust you unless I know you're qualified. Why do I want to trust you with my attention, with my life, with my money, with my energy, if you can't bring me there? See, there's nothing wrong, because otherwise people trust too easily, and they trust the speculation and the illusions, and they say, oh yeah, well this we're preaching the book. We're preaching the scriptures, and they're not. See? So anyway, one needs to come to that point of submission, to hear submission by not surrendering your intelligence, like Prabhupada taught. Don't surrender your intelligence, surrender with intelligence. Surrender because your mind is convinced, and you've grappled with these things. Yeah, I even tell you here, same thing, man. Check it. Check the results. So and then when you come to that point of submission hearing, you see the results. Look at the people that hear submissively. They become really ecstatic because they believe, okay, Gohar, he's not cheating me. He's telling me the truth. I can trust that. And therefore they become ecstatic. It's not like this putting up a wall. Like, well, I don't know, man, See, it's not about blind belief here. It's believing with intelligence here, because this is what you see. Why do you think we do all these classes every day? So that we can surrender with intelligence and we see what happens. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, okay, Bhakti Yoga is meant to be heard submissively from a bona fide speaker. Well, look at the result with Shukadev Goswami. Shukadev, Maharaj Parikshit, he decided to hear from him submissively. He trusted Shukadev, but he was he was an intelligent person. Maharaj Parikshit means examiner. He actually saw Krishna in the womb. This shows you how high that kind of thing is. He saw the nature of Krishna's energy in the womb. And then he spent his whole life examining each person. Who is like this? Is there anybody in my field of life that is like what I saw in the womb? And he saw the same energy of a real devotee who had that kind of energy that Krishna has. See, like father, like son. I'll hear from you. I've been waiting for this. See, and then by submissive hearing the Bhagavatam, a person that was not unintelligent, but was intelligent, He wanted to hear from somebody you could trust. And that's how it is. That's why it comes here. That's why I say, come here for 30 days and maybe another 30 days or however long it takes to see that we're not cheating people here. We're actually presenting the real knowledge that liberates soul, get you over the ignorance. It's the book that's going to do it, but it has to be spoken. This knowledge is in the book. It needs to be spoken by an honest person. I may be dishonest in the world because even, whatever you do, you can't do everything right. You can't be perfect, right? We wouldn't survive, for God's sake. You can't pay every friggin' tax in the world. You just can't do it, man. You can't do all these things that you're supposed to do. And still, these guys are screwing you all the time anyway. The world is polluted. But you can honestly present the truth, right? Well, it's if your heart's purified. See, this bhakti does it, man. We're so just lucky to have this here. And this purifies our heart, and we can present these principles that deliver people. The Lord will empower us to do that. Yeah, it takes a while. So however long it takes. Look at these sages. They're in the mode of goodness. And they said, well, we're going to spend 1,000 years to hear. And that's what you find. I don't care what mode you're in. You come here, you'll transcend all the modes just by becoming attracted to these talks. If you come here, you get purified no matter what mode you're in. Then you'll understand, oh, wow, yeah. Krishna says, transcend all the modes, Arjuna, by surrendering to me. And who is that me? It's the principles taught by the bona fide representative of Krishna. They just present the principles in the book Bhagavat. See, the book Bhagavat is Bhagavan in book form. See, Bhagavan in mantra form, Bhagavan in the holy name. You just need the person to put the power of that mantra. It's like when if you were in the Battle of Kurukshetra, they would chant a hymn and they put some kind of whammy on it. See, they put some power into that mantra. See, well, that power on the mantra, the Hare Krishna mantra, is bhakti, devotion. See, when that mantra is chanted with devotion, is it powerful? This awakens people. This brings them back to the spiritual world. We have so many examples of that here. They hear from, like, say, Lalita Ganga. Like I heard, like Fanny was saying, wow, I feel like, that I'm getting God, I'm getting Krishna by listening to you reciting the pastimes with this devotion. See, the mantra becomes empowered. These words become empowered with this bhakti that causes symptoms in the transformation of the body, ecstasy. See, you listen attentively to somebody like that and you start to feel ecstatic and awakened and liberated. There's no other practical way. This is the best way. Listen to the chanting of ecstatic devotees, and then you'll change your own chanting. You'll chant like that also, more and more. Go ahead, Tom.
Therefore, you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from them. Beginning of the text.
Yeah, no, read that again. The whole thing.
Yeah, I read the whole text, 8. And because you are submissive, your spiritual masters have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple.
Yeah, what are those favors? Those favors are ecstatic devotion, relish for the name and the pastimes and the qualities of the Lord. That is the greatest favor that anybody can get. No worldly person can get that. It comes through meeting the real representative of the transcendental world. They got to be one of those kind of guys that say, like Jesus, well, I'm in this world, but I'm not of it anymore. I'm of the spiritual dimension. I'm here to bring that forth, to work on behalf of God, to bring souls back to the spiritual world also, to awaken spiritual consciousness in others. What was that sentence again?
The second sentence is, therefore you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from them.
Yeah, scientifically. See, remember I told you it's a formula. I'm speaking these things because they work. I have practical example that if you have the book Bhagavat presented by the devotee Bhagavat, who is a Bhagavad Gita 10:10 personified, ascertained all of that by ecstatic devotion, real knowledge, real understanding. If you hear from them, then quickly all the obstacles to devotion are removed and devotion begins to awaken in your heart and you realize Krishna and you become like that guru. See, this is scientific. I've seen this work already a number of times here from people connecting here. See? That's what you need. See, these persons are going to Sutta Goswami because he was an experienced devotee. He has scientifically ascertained these truths in the Bhagavatam to be real and be true. Just like this. This is the kind of person. If you're not like this kind of scientific approach to the Bhagavatam, which it's all about is awakening devotion in others, getting rid of the obstacles of anarthas and all that by hearing from a bona fide devotee. That is the essence. And very quickly going back to Godhead and getting out of this mess. Isn't it getting pretty messy? How many incarnations like this do you want to have? And worse. What if you're born in an animal body, man? The only good luck for you will be if you're a dog in a Vaishnava's house. Not in an ordinary person's house, because you can't do anything for them and they can't do anything for you but give you some food for your physical body to survive. And all this emotion exchange before you is for naught. It's just like people love. I just love my gold. I love my gold. Oh, I have a love affair with gold. I have a love affair with silver. I have a love affair with Bitcoin. I have a love affair with my wife. See, all bodies, right? Well, where's the love affair with Krishna, the eternal form of God? That's what's really important. Then it's not all or nothing. Then you get this. You come here, you're going to get that eternal love affair with the Lord, man. Your tears will come to your eyes when you hear the truth, man. You become attracted. All your miseries will go. And then whatever you have, you have. You have nothing? It's no big deal. You have something? It's no big deal. It is what it is. But the big deal is the big deal. You got the big cheese, man. Everybody wants the big cheese, right? And then the Lord makes you a big cheese. You get disciples. People will come and listen to you because you're not cheating them. They're sincere ones. See, you get sincere. The insincere ones go to the insincere leaders. The ones more in ignorance. People come here are the sincere ones. You want to hear about how to go to Godhead quickly? Come here. Well, apply your intelligence here. Apply your intelligence to the mercy of Lord Caitanya we distribute here. And you'll see it is strikingly wonderful. See, that's a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Apply your logic here and see that the logic of this deliverance so easily in the association of devotees. You'll see it's strikingly wonderful. It's real logic. It's clear logic. And everything else out there from non-liberated persons, non-liberated gurus, you see, oh, really, that's really less intelligent. That's ignorance in that stuff. Here, the mercy of Lord Caitanya is available here. Again, it's revived. It's a fact. We have the book Bhagavad to back it up. Not only that, we have witnesses to back it up. Those who are recipients of that mercy of Lord Caitanya to have prema bhakti that Narayan Raj couldn't do and wouldn't do. Said it was too high. Or all the, everybody else, the God brothers, it's too high. Yeah, it's too high for them. It's not too high for us. Why? Because those symptoms are here. That's all people got to know. Don't worry about who Gaurahari's guru is. Don't worry about how many rules he follows or doesn't follow. The question to ask is the mercy of Lord Caitanya here? And you'll see if you come long enough, even a few days, you'll see if you got the right mindset that it is here. People are becoming enlivened. People are being set free. People are being free from all the obstacles blocking Vrindavan. All these obstacles in the form of demons. Putana, the lying guru, man. The one who claims to be a Vrindavan resident but isn't. Even the tricky way. Oh, of course, I would never say I'm a Vrindavan. I'm not a Srila. Oh, I'm not a divine grace. No. I'm not a real guru like a Narayan Raj or somebody else. I'm not, oh, no, no, no. But come to me, worship me. See, that's very hypocritical. I don't go for that. And if you do, you're stupid, man. You're less intelligent, man. Oh, yeah, I'm not like that. I'm just a spiritual teacher. But come and worship me, because that's what the Vedas say. The Vedas don't say that. Come and worship a mundane person who hasn't attained the mercy of the Lord. That mercy is prema, ecstatic love for the Lord, intimacy with God, the true Lord that lasts forever. They show symptoms that nobody else shows unless they're also liberated souls, and there are very few in this world at this time. We're making more all the time here. This is the real chocolate factory. We get real chocolate here, not fake. Go ahead, Tom, read on.
Please, therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general.
See, this is a bona fide speaker. See, you tell us that we'll listen submissively because, first of all, he's got Bhagavad Gita 10:10 qualified. See, obviously he worships the Lord with ecstatic love, the intimacy and ecstasy. Therefore, otherwise he can't. Why would I go to Sutta Goswami or Shukadev Goswami if they're not loving ecstatic devotees? That would be less intelligent. But people nowadays, oh, well, we don't even use that as a qualification, to go to a loving, ecstatic devotee. Because, actually in the Bhagavatam, it doesn't clarify that enough. It needs to. And so that's why Chaitanya Charitamrita does. They put a lot of emphasis on attaining the mercy of the Lord is this loving, ecstatic, intimate relationship with the Lord. And it has the symptoms, it spells it out, the tears and the ecstasy and all that. That's why we need to use those books to help people get clear on what is a bona fide speaker. That'll get you off the Vaidhi path. Otherwise, you're just still on the, if you don't, see, Maharaj Parikshit didn't go back to Godhead because he followed the rules. And a bunch of rules were, he just sat and listened to an ecstatic devotee and went to Godhead. In Vaishnavism, they teach, just follow the rules and regulations and go back to Godhead. Why? For lack of speakers speaking the conclusive truth. Because this is the best path. That's why you see people like Amy, she didn't follow a bunch of rules and regulations, but she came here and followed this path that we preach, which is the real Bhagavatam. See, the sages said, hey, we don't want to spend our whole life trying to perfect the rules and regulations and follow them. We want to hear from you. Give us the way to do it, the way to easily attain God. See? And he said, just sit down and listen. Listen to the Bhagavatam. See? People haven't just sat down and listened yet, even though you're hearing from all these gurus, because they're not an example. Unless they're a speaker empowered by the real Krishna, like Shukadev Goswami. Oh, I would never allude to that. Well, why are you sitting on Veda Vyasa's seat for a person like Veda Vyasa? Why are you saying you represent Veda Vyasa if your heart doesn't represent Veda Vyasa? We need to go. I mean, come on, what are you going to Krishna consciousness for unless you don't understand Guru Tattva? You got to find, first of all, the real Guru that delivers you. Otherwise, you're just playing rules and regulations and religion, and it'll be another lifetimes for you, because that's all you're doing is materially motivated religion, being around poopy popes who know God knows what they do and who they are, really are. Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Text 10. O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men almost always have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. There are many varieties of scriptures, and in all of them there are many prescribed duties, which can be learned only after many years of study in their various divisions. Therefore, O sage, please select the essence of all these scriptures and explain it for the good of all living beings, that by such instruction their hearts may be fully satisfied.
Yeah, you see, please instruct. There's so many divisions. That's what in Vaishnavism, why Bhakti Vinod said, man, I can't follow all the rules and regulations of the Vaishnavas. See, which they teach you to do. Oh, follow all the rules and regulations of the Vaishnavas. So many. With all their divisions. Lots of you keep dividing them, more rules every year. And so the sages say, it could take many years to perfect these rules, and it's still the material platform. Give us an easy, understandable way to realize the truth quickly. Oh, well, just come down, sit down, and hear the essence of all that. Where are all these rules? This is what Jesus said. All your rules, all your regulations, all your fasting is leading you to me, leading you to the devotee, leading you the empowered devotee, anointed by the Spirit of the Lord. You listen to them. See? You get the essence of the truth, the condensed essence of the truth. See? Not spending your whole life doing the rules. You can get your start that way, but you don't want to end that way if you got sufficient intelligence. If you don't, you'll think, oh, Gore, I'm going to go back to my rules, man. I think that's the real path. My Guru Dave said, follow the rules, and lots of rules. That's the way, And okay, so you go back and do that. You're less intelligent. Real intelligence is to follow the way that these sages follow. You submissively listening to an empowered devotee. Everybody should say, is Gaur Das empowered or not? You should ask the question. And God will give you the answer. You go in or check it out too. Definitely say, let me find out. Is Gaur empowered by something divine, something more than just like an ordinary teacher, ordinary so-called devotee in this world with no devotion? Ordinary guru is teaching the rules and regulations in their various divisions, which the Bhagavatam abandoned. See, abandon all varieties of religion and their rules and regulations and surrender to me. See, the real guru knows that surrender, knows how to surrender, teaches that surrender. The surrender is easy. The truth, man. It's right there in Bhagavatam, the essence. You don't see it. Why? Because Bhagavatam, first canto, second verse. Oh, this Bhagavatam is only understood by those pure in heart. Purified in heart. That's ecstatic devotion. Prema purifies the heart. Listen to those persons. They know the way back to God. They have real knowledge. He didn't prove the point. Use the book. Okay. See, this is the law thing. See, God is the judge, right? And Gaur Das has his lawyer's hat on. And he's speaking to ISKCON. Gaudiya Smriti, present your case now. See, you studied the real book better. Everybody, the whole world can look at our conversation. Do you need to be a liberated soul to bring people back to Vrindavan? Well, I say from the books I ascertained, yes, you do. You need to meet a Shukadev Goswami, an empowered person, and then quickly go back to Godhead. Some even here went back to Godhead in 7 days. What's going back to Godhead? You don't have to leave your physical body. Going back to Godhead is Godhead comes to you. Krishna comes to you because your devotion is awakened. Now you've realized the real Lord because of bhakti. You realize the scriptures are the Lord himself, and you can taste them and you can relish them and present them as they are and liberate others who will listen to you. Follow the same path. Come to the point of submissive hearing. Am I cheating anybody? Am I cheating you out there? Is this a cheating process? Did I ever tell you, come here, you're going to get lots of money? That's what they tell. Oh, you're going to get a great wife. I say, well, if Krishna wants you to have wife, you do. Do I say you're going to be healed? Well, if Krishna wants you to be healed, you'll be healed. But what I'm here to give and to share and to teach about is ecstatic devotion, man, the greatest prize. We just cut to the chase, man. Prema Bhakti is where it's at, man. That's this teaching, man. That is the jewel. That is the pearl of many great prices. That's what you get. That's what people have been getting. Your obstacles are being removed. If you haven't attained prema yet, you at least feel like, wow, man, I feel happy to hear here. I feel enlivened. I feel purified. You know, I was a little busy yesterday. I was working on some issues. And I was even thinking, I want to give, I can't do it right now. I even got complaints. Hey, where's the second class? Now that's a good sign. Hey, Tom even said, wait, I told you, where's the second class, man? What are we getting? I missed one class. They chastised me. Hey, where's the second class? I like it. It's great. Yeah, where is the second class?
Maharaj, even Parminder, my master came yesterday. Where's Maharaj? Why isn't he on again?
Oh, really? Where's the entertainer, man? Where's the guy ranting and raving and, yelling and screaming and, yeah, Shamakuri is also waiting. I'll try not to miss. I just had a special day. Actually, I was trying to wind up the stuff with the Bitcoin because the thing is, I've been waiting for it in so I can just stick it all in, that stuff I set aside for it. Then I don't have to think about it. Then I could do more classes, So I had to be a little bit up, and I think I reached pretty much a point like that. And so now I can, be more free on this. I don't have to think about this stuff. I don't know. Krishna just says this is important, so I wanted to kind of keep up on it. Yeah. So yesterday was a real big dip. I mean, we're right in the middle of class the other day, so that's why I had to do all these. So, okay, you need to take over. Yeah. Okay, so read on there.
All blessings upon you.
Wait. Let's give River a chance now. She got her book out now. Thanks, Tom. Great reading.
Thanks, Tom. I'm sorry, Maharaj. I had the book. I had the book here. Anyway, it's ready. So thank you. All blessings upon you. O Sutta Goswami, you know for what purpose the personality of Godhead appeared in the womb of Devaki as the son of Vasudeva. O Sutta Goswami, we are eager to learn. We are eager to learn about the personality of Godhead in His incarnations. Please explain.
So why do you think why do you think, what purpose was it that the Lord appeared in the womb of Devaki?
It's like you said, Maharaj. Woman. It's like you said about, he's. Yeah. Oh, actually, no, that was something else. I don't know. I'll let you say it. You say it best.
How about you, Count? We're gonna make
I'll
it.
wait for the rest.
Why did Vasudev, God, appear in the womb?
Because that's how we have to. Is it that we have to be born again? Into spirit. So God had to come and show. Well, actually, that was 5,000 years ago. That's not Lord Caitanya. Actually, let me look on the. I don't know, Maharaj. I don't know.
You don't know.
If I
Wow.
think, okay, if I think about it for a while, for a bit, it will come
Okay.
to me. But right now,
Okay, right now. Okay, no problem. No problem. Yeah. Okay. So what? Let's see. I also, unless the Lord shows me things, like things came to like, oh yeah. I see. Okay. Yeah. Well, the Lord's his purpose for coming. He's from the spiritual world, right? The Lord is from the spiritual dimension of consciousness that's outside of human consciousness. The people in the world, they're caught up in the modes of nature. I mean, do you think the Lord wants to come here for a vacation? I mean, why would he want to leave such a place like this? Well, because his devotees call him. His devotee, even the demigods called him. You see, they called him. Oh, they pray, the prayers of the demigods. Oh, Lord, come here. This place is becoming chaos. Just like now, you could see, look at the world. Chaos. Nuclear war can happen in any second. And they're promoting it. And the United States is promoting. Can you imagine? Everybody's seeing that the evil of the United States, which was suppressed before, is full of evil persons running it. See? So the demigods prayed that, Lord, you got to come here and purify the consciousness. Only you can do it. See? So the Lord comes into this world because he's pure consciousness. See? And the only pure consciousness can promote. It's like a candle, it's fire, right? You got all these unlit wicks. It takes a real candle lit to light the unlit. See? So real fire has to produce real fire. See? Real purity, which is this devotion, which is Radha and Krishna, which is the supreme absolute truth, has to come into this world to purify it. Otherwise, everything is dead in the modes. There are these unlit wicks, and eventually chaos happens. See, especially in this cycle, Kali Yuga, the modes of goodness. See, like in Satya Yuga, there's a good energy here. People are good people. They realize, oh yeah, let's do austerities. Let's meditate and attain the supreme Lord. That's the ultimate. They know these. They have knowledge, mode of goodness. Just like a real Brahmin is supposed to be like that. They see, oh yeah, we need to learn about God. See, understand God. See, so even the mode of goodness. Again, that's why if you follow a Brahmin or you learn from a Brahmin, you can learn up to the level of a Brahmin. But ultimately, that's not strong enough. The Brahmins are the modes of ignorance. See, the modes are always competitive. We learn in Bhagavad Gita, the modes are always competing with each other. But right now, the mode of ignorance and passion is very strong, very strong. It's overcoming the good. Okay? They even say, when we make the lie the truth, see the lie, there's the truth in the mode of goodness, and then there's the lie in the mode of passion. It is more lies, more ignorance. So they want to make the lie the truth. See, they want to, lie about everything. They want genders and all that stuff. They want to create their own genders. They want to imitate gods. That's the mode of passion and ignorance. It does weird shit and weird diabolical things. So the Lord comes and takes his birth in the womb of his devotees. You notice the Lord came through a devotee, right? Even Jesus came through a devotee, Mother Mary. See, didn't Krishna? Look at Lord Caitanya came through a devotee. See, at the call of the devotees. See, because that's why the devotees come here. They give a distress call. They're like a distress beacon. Otherwise, God doesn't know where to go. He doesn't look. You can't, look at the form of God. These are little mustard seeds. Little mustard seeds, zillions of them coming out of the form of God. He's barely, he's like, what, one mustard seed he's going to be looking at? The only reason why he would look at it is because a devotee is there, a distress beacon is there in the world. That was Advaita Charya. See? That was any devotee here in this world. Prahlad Maharaj. See, distress beacon is there. Hey, the world needs you, man. Lord, please come. And it gets his attention. Oh, okay. There's no big deal. The Lord comes. And of course, the Lord doesn't, he's the controller of the modes of nature. And that's why those who get the real shelter of Radha and Krishna are also, they're sheltered from those modes of nature. Do you notice that? You come here to Sadhu Sangha, we all get the shelter of the true Lord because we're in conclusive truth and the ecstatic love. We welcome the full nature of the Lord, don't we? But these gurus don't even do that. They may welcome some mode of goodness stuff like a daksha thing, but they don't welcome ecstatic love. They're like daksha. Oh, look, this guy Gohar, he's a madman like Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva laughs and he cries like Gohar Das. Don't go to him. He's insane. See, they don't welcome what we welcome. Therefore, we get what we get, and we're saying that's our witness program. Hey, man, this is fantastic. Man, we got the shelter of the transcendental Lord who came 5,000 years ago, 500 years ago. Let us show you what that is. Let us teach you what we've ascertained from our scientific experiment that works. Yeah, come get this shelter. It's fantastic, man. You'll be joyful. You'll be happy. You'll laugh. You'll cry. You'll relish these what's called transcendental mellows. That's why the reason the Lord came here is Lord Caitanya. So this is even the Lord came here to give this ras to the world, and also by being the example to show how wonderful it is to chant the holy name in ecstasy. Come on, show me any greater happiness than that. Show me any guru can give you a better deal than that, than to come and chant in ecstasy like Lord Caitanya did. Come on, who's given that deal? You got to be an authorized distributor to give that deal. Otherwise, you can cheat your neophyte disciples and you can cheat yourself, but you can't cheat the Lord and his real devotees. That's why I speak this. If you listen here, we'll deprogram you from the illusory understanding. And that's good, isn't it? Don't you want to be? Wouldn't you like to be deprogrammed? Yeah. You believed in illusion and illusionists. See, those who create an illusion, they take the scriptures like the popes and the Vaishnavas, the leaders. They take the scriptures and they create an illusion with them by juggling the words. See, we straighten out. We unscrabble the Scrabble thing. This is our game. This is the Harinam game. We teach the meaning, the real meanings of the Bhagavatam, the real essence of the Bhagavatam, the real essence of chanting in ecstasy and how great. Didn't Lord Caitanya say how great it was to chant in ecstasy? And our fault is in the world now. Vaishnav shows you how polluted it is. Oh, Gohari, he's really at fault. He teaches the glories of chanting in ecstasy. Just like Lord Caitanya did. He must be wrong. This is like the world, man. They teach you stupid things to believe in stupid things, and you guys in religion are believing in stupid things. You come here. We'll clean your brain out of all that garbage. My goodness. This is what it's all about, is what you see here, for God's sake. Anybody going against that? Oh, Krishna will be very happy with you if you kick their little ass out of there, out of your life. They're preaching you the wrong thing. Why not preach the right thing? The right thing is the truest thing in the world. If you're not an ecstatic guru, man, you're not a guru now. That is inconclusive. Wasn't Lord Caitanya ecstatic? Yes or no? You're in a court of law there, Acharya Daves. Yes, he was ecstatic. Was Madhavendra Puri an ecstatic devotee? Yes or no? Well, yeah, he was. How about Prabhupada? Even though he didn't see a lot of attitude, do you know that he was an ecstatic devotee? How about Bhakti? So how about them all? How about every one of them that Krishnadas Kaviraj says, this is my Shiksha Guru, Rupa Goswami. So that you tell me one non-liberated person without ecstasy and conclusive understanding that is really in charge of this movement. You won't find one. See, people teaching illusions, juggling the scriptures to mean something else. Oh, you don't need to. You don't need to be a liberated soul and ecstatically worship the Lord and show the public. Didn't Lord Caitanya show the public how to worship the Lord like this and teach the way to do it? Was through him and his devotees, who were ecstatic devotees. What? This is all changed. They changed the philosophy. They juggled the words, they juggled the scriptures, they juggled the pastimes, they juggled the truth. See? What does it say in chapter 3 or 4, first verse? Both verses are great. Even a foolish child who receives the mercy of Lord Caitanya can collect the valuable jewels in the revealed scriptures. That's the conclusive truth, man. Clear, logical, powerful. They collect those jewels. What do? Keep it for themselves like Bhakti? No, not here. Not on my watch. I'm giving it out publicly like Lord Caitanya. I got the go-ahead from Prabhupada. I got the sannyas staff. You see it? See? Now, publicly, anybody who comes here, you can make rapid spiritual advancement. Rapid, quick. Why? Because we're publicly distributing essence truth. How many people were getting quickly ecstatic love back then? Why? Because the Lord was showing that he would walk into town in South India, man, cry and laugh and everything. They say, oh, God, what are you doing? I'm worshiping God. You can also worship like this. Hear the bhakti philosophy, which is what we're presenting here. Hear the essence of truth. Oh, really? Wow, you mean, yeah, I can quit? Yeah, just stay in this association. Receive this blessing, receive this bhakti truths, and you can chant and just and you'll make rapid progress because you'll get bhakti lata bij. You just have to welcome a bona fide spiritual master. You're not going to get this. Oh, these people don't know. What is the value? What is the treasure? The treasure is what you see here, man. The treasure is to chant the holy name with great ecstatic devotion. Man, anybody who does that knows what I'm talking about. The problem is most don't know what I'm talking about because they don't chant like that.
Yeah.
But those who do, witnesses, yeah, this is fantastic, man. Yeah, I got the ally. See, ally is the Lord himself, man. You get him as your ally. Can you, if you got Krishna or Lord Chaitanya on your side, man, everything flows. Ask Maria. She's new person coming. All everything working out so nicely for her, just because, the Lord is with her. Lord Chaitanya, even an upgrade from the angels before and Jesus. It's even made things even smoother. That's my experience too. It made things even smoother, more better. That's why you Christians out there, you should listen up, man. You'll become better Christians. You'll be more clear, more spiritually strong and powerful. You'll be so strong and powerful you can give up spiritual warfare. There's no war here. This is just play. You notice? Well, I'll just come here every day to play. This is fun. And automatically the little demons they go somewhere else. They go to the liars and the cheaters who still want to cultivate that path. Please tell me, Amy Rose, why? See, we have new authorities here. See, everybody becomes a good authority here. Go ahead, River, read on there.
Okay. What was that? O Sutta Goswami, we are eager to learn about the personality of Godhead and his incarnations. Please explain to us those teachings imparted by previous masters, acharyas. For one is uplifted both by speaking them and by hearing them. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's Sadhu Sangha. You listen to the devotees and you're uplifted, and the speaker is uplifted. It's win-win for everybody. I remember seeing, I go to these Bhagavatam classes and the speakers, you could see them proudly giving a class. And they think, oh, you guys, I have so much knowledge. I'm going to impart knowledge to you. And that person's not really uplifted. They're just doing like a job, and because they're in false ego. See, they don't have the pure way of doing it because their hearts are not purified. And then after the thing, I always could never get in the question, because we don't have time for that, questions. Or maybe they have a couple of questions and that's it. Okay, time for prasad. Let's go. Let's move on. So this is the style. That's why the Sadhu Sangha is attractive. Uplifted by hearing these truths.
Yeah.
And uplifted by speaking them. See, that's why River said, yes, that's true. That's true. See, she had practical experience. See, she's also a speaker like that. She also, when she speaks, she's feel uplifted. And people listening, there's a lot of people uplifted too.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. O Sutta, those great sages who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord can at once sanctify those who come in touch with them, whereas the waters of the Ganges are sanctified only after prolonged use.
Yeah, because they speak to you, man. The water doesn't speak to you. The water doesn't emanate. That there's some emanation there. There's, when I take a bath in the Ganges, I felt the difference, but it's not like Sadhu Sangha. That's why the Lord puts emphasis. Even the verses do. The verses say just like that verse says. It takes the purification is slower. So you go on pilgrimage and you take your bath. But the best thing is if you actually meet a self-realized soul, which is hard to discriminate. A lot of people, they don't know what is the difference. You've been listening to people that are not self-realized, so you can't make a distinction. You can't tell. You just assume that the person's caught up in the putana obstacle. In other words, it's very easy. It's very easy to be caught up in putana. All you have to do is say your Gurudev, sit on the high seat, be voted in acharya or spiritual master, and not be a resident of Vrindavan, not be a spiritual resident. See, resident of Vrindavan doesn't mean you just live there in a physical body. You live there in a spiritual body, or you live here in a spiritual body, a Vrindavan body that worships the Lord with ecstatic devotion. See? So those persons, they have revelation because of this intimate ecstatic worship. Bhagavad Gita 10:10. How many times does that come up? See, that's Vrindavan. Bhagavad Gita 10:10. See, those persons know how to come back to Vrindavan. Right? It says it right in the verse. They have real knowledge. See, that's why I listen to them. See, the people have not even started the Bhagavatam. When you listen to somebody that doesn't have that qualification, Putin has still got them by the neck because they're not the real resident of Vrindavan, and they claim to be with tears in their eyes. They look the part, man. They got the perfect devotee on and tilak, and they speak, and they have the scriptures they speak on and juggle. See, nowhere will they say that, that or show that they are qualified. They'll give you some other qualification. They juggle the scriptures. That's what Putana. It's all poison. What do you think the poison was from her nipple? See, the nipple is from the heart, man. It's feeding tube, right? Yeah. What are you being fed in here, man? Putana feeds here. He poisons you here. These are metaphors. See, she feeds you from her polluted heart, right? Heart, nipple, right? Ears, all related. That poison's going in your ears and polluting your understanding, clouding you. All of a sudden, you go against the real devotees because Putana is against the real devotees, and your gurus are against the real devotees because they're still caught up in giving you juggled scriptures, see, poisoning you. Who's going to take the poison? I think that's going on here. See, so Krishna killed. No, well, he killed Putana, didn't he? How does that practically show up now? What do you think? It's just a story for 5,000 years ago. What a nice story! Krishna killed Putana, but how does that relate to you in 2022? Nobody knows. Well, we know. See? Krishna is conclusive truth, spoken by an intimate devotee who really knows Krishna, knows this truth, and they speak this truth to you. See? And that kills the Putana inside. See? It gets her out of you. And it purifies the heart. You see, Putana became a real devotee. See? So these persons become real devotees. These gurus can become real devotees. Their followers who are poisoned by Putana can live again and become real devotees. When you get the real Krishna, but that real Krishna has to come from the conclusive preaching of a real devotee who is empowered by the transcendental potency. No other way can you get Krishna. Can you destroy incidental activities, the destruction of the Putana in there, to counteract that poison that is acted to becoming false acharyas and to being false followers. See? False followers of the real, they're not following the real path. Notice, Chaitanya Charitamrita preaches, there are the real followers and the false followers. Chapter 12, you can check it. See, real followers, false followers. False followers are contaminated by Putana, the false devotees, the false acharyas. See? They're the ones who can't show the symptoms that they got the real degree of devotion. They can't show that. They got to show paper degrees. They got to show degrees from schools. They got to show rubber stamps from their groups saying they're Guru Devs. But they can't show the real degree of devotion, the internal degree, right? The eternal degree. Well, Lord Caitanya showed that degree. Nityananda showed that degree of devotion with all its ecstatic symptoms and all that. Madhavinda Puri, Ishvara Puri, all real devotees in the real line. We do also here. The ones that are the false followers are those who lack the devotion. And that's practically all Vaishnavas that I see. Real, transcendental devotion, man. Spontaneous love of God. Don't tell me you're oh Krishna, that's all sentimental. It's more or less like loving your dog. It's the dog love, the cat love. The cat love ain't God love yet. It's dog love. See, God spelled backwards is dog, right? Transcendental spontaneous love is what it's all about. If you don't have that, you're going to take another birth, even though you loved your cats and your dogs. Because of that, they cheated you. Your dog, your cat cheated you. And Gohari, he's the enemy, man, because he speaks like this. He talks of the glories of God. And many people may hate him for that because he tells you the truth. Well, without God love, you ain't going where I'm going. You can't be where I am. And that's really the essence. And it's not an all or nothing thing that they teach by people whose minds are not clear. All or nothing. You got to renounce the dog, renounce the cat. Do I tell anybody? No. You can play with your dog, have your dog, all that, but kind of get God love. Learn that there's a difference between God love and cat love, and goldfish love, and the love of the world, and love for children, and love for all of that. Pure love, eternal love. See? You come into this association, you'll learn that. Otherwise, nobody can teach you that unless they actually know what real God love is. I see the result of people who love their cats and dogs. They're weakened. I can't. Sorry. You may not like it, but you're weak by your love for your dogs and your cats. They manipulate and control you. Well, I can love dogs. I like Sachi's cat. I go pet it. And it's nice, cute cat, Shadow. Nice cat. Well, it's a little. Actually, Shadow's kind of a boring cat. Isn't it kind of boring? Just kind of there. It's kind of one of those there cats. Not a lot of personality. Well, I don't know why.
It's getting more, actually.
Getting more? Okay, good.
Yeah. Well, actually, Shadow manipulates Karuna.
Yeah, you see, that's it, because he's still got cat love, dog love, body love of children, stuff like that. Do you see a difference? Let me ask you this. In your experience, is there a difference between love of cat and love of God?
Absolutely. Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Anybody who says there's not a difference, they don't really know yet. That's why it's good you're here.
No.
Because, Go ahead.
If I didn't have this experience of hearing from the Acharya and listening and speaking, I would not know this. I know something's going on, but I wouldn't actually know this. I wouldn't know. Oh my gosh, this is so settling. This is so. This is just security. This is my Lido. This is my security blanket.
Yeah.
I don't have to have an external anything really. Oh, the things that we need, but this is the whole. This is the so secure because it's so absolute.
Yeah.
And the way you present it, it's absolute. And I want to be bound by that. I want to be. It's like holding on to Krishna, Lord Caitanya, with other things going off inside. You're holding on, and other things are going off all the time. And wow, it gets you through everything every time. It's getting faster.
Yeah.
It's getting quicker and faster. And it's really nice. Karuna helps with that. But yeah, there is all that other stuff. There's all that other stuff, and he's where he is, and he wants to do what he wants to do. But there's nothing like this. If I didn't have this, I couldn't be with Karuna. I could not be with him. But this, purifying the heart, softening the heart, staying away from Vaidhi and the illusion, and coming here, it lifts you. It gives you that energy to actually keep going, keep hearing, keep sharing, keep hearing it, because you are the Acharya. You have brought this to us, or we've come to us. We've come to it, and it's just it's worth what we go through. It's worth everything that we. Your words have said to me. Karuna gets bored by them, but your words are, it's going to be all right, Yamuna. Just keep going. And that's what you said to me at the beginning.
Yeah.
Just keep listening and it will be okay. Yamun Maharaj, Karuna, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But Maharaj just keeps telling me to listen. But yet that's what I kept doing. What you said, I kept doing. To Karuna is boring. Oh, I can't speak to Maharaj because that's all he says. But your words are powerful.
Yeah.
They're powerful and they work.
See, Karuna can't appreciate them because he can't taste ras. See, only those who get the gift of tasting the ras can appreciate them. Then you have the simplicity of Krishna. He also, because he tastes ras, he just thinks about his devotee. That's like this. Okay, like I'm chanting Nityananda, Nityananda. Why am I not getting bored? I mean, it's just same name, same thing.
Absolutely.
According to Karuna's philosophy, that would be boring to hear Nityananda's name over and over again. But why is Gohari not bored? Yeah, because it's loving relations. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's loving relations. See, it's loving
Really
relationships makes it's perfect. It's what we're looking for. It's what we need. It's what we look for in the world. But it's looking for love for all. We're looking for love in all the wrong places, like that song. Looking for love in all the wrong places, and that's what people do. Love is within and at hand. See, but it just needs to be activated, and Sadhu Sangha and this kind of association does. And then then you have what you have. You have your dogs, your cats. It doesn't matter, But if you come here, you take this seriously, and you want to know that what is God's love. Because I tell you, if you die with just love of God, I don't care how many, like people say, well, I have a channel for this, that, and all that. But hey, man, if you still are infatuated with love of dog, and because I see people being manipulated by their animals, I say, that dog has got you, man. That dog is your enemy.
Maharaj, it was Tribangananda that said to me, because I like my cat, he said to me, they're manipulating. I didn't even know that. I didn't even realize that that's their. I mean, I could have before if I looked about them. They are really, really manipulating. They're really cute. If they want something, they're really cute. And I have more love for him now.
Yes.
In this position, I have more love for Shadow, and I can pick him up and it's lovely. But that's it. Yeah. You don't get what you get here. He's really lovely, and with Karuna, it seems like because he acts a lot, he's hiding stuff, and it's like he doesn't want to surrender. He's here and he's sincere and he's here all the time and he's doing what he's doing and serving in his way, but he's hiding stuff, and he doesn't realize it himself.
Yeah. He's got to. Yeah, it's part of the purification. It has to gradually come out.
So he's doing it in a hidden way. I can see it, and he helps a lot as well in that way. But he needs to help himself now. He needs to. Charity begins at home now. He needs to receive that for himself. Get better, so much better for all of us. But yeah, it'll come, Maharaj. I take my distance. It will come. Thank you for teaching me and instructing me with all of this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the thing. I mean, if people abandon their misconceptions and realize, like these verses in the Bhagavatam explain these things, like Lord Brahma says, just what I said. Lord Brahma said, if you don't become a devotee of the Lord, see, that means you have to know what God love really is. And if you think it's different, if you think it's the same as love of dog, love of cat, you haven't made that distinction, and that is Maya is manipulating you and keeping you on that level of speculations.
Yeah.
So unless you
Yeah.
become a devotee, the Lord's devotee, literally, and your heart is infatuated with God, the true God, okay, that cuts you free from the perverted love for things of this world, including children, family, animals, and all of that. It's just the way it is. I mean, there might become a time, like I had to choose myself between my love for my wife and Krishna. It came down to that. It was either that or I would go down because of that. But because I had so much experience before that, I got through it easily, more easily. But still, it was a bit of a test. And then it was okay. Oh, okay. You have to just she's on her course, whatever that is. She's got to learn her lesson. Okay, fine, no problem. I don't want to be around that. No, I like this. I like my friends. I like those who are like the God love. And see, I not
Yeah.
manipulated by that anymore. My love for my wife was manipulating. Yeah, did crazy things. I remember I was so in love because I married my wife. I love my wife. And when this Narayan Raj thing started to break us up, all of a sudden I went through a kind of a crazy state because of that, and I did stupid things. Like I would drive 500 miles to see her. Because I just have to see and it was manipulative, that kind of love. And so people have that for anything in this world, it's manipulating you. But man, love of Krishna, love of God, real love, true love of God, real bhakti cuts you free like that. And then you still have, if your wife happens to be on the same page and right for you and everything, great. And if not, you can deal with it, like, oh, yeah, fine, man, I've been cut free. Thank you, Lord. That was cool. So love of God has to be distinguished for people. Even love of guru. A lot of people have they may have love for their mundane gurus. And if you don't come here and get love of real Krishna and that love of a real guru, love of the real acharyas, even the ones in the book, you'll feel that love because it's the true vine, it's the real God, the real associates of the Lord, presenting the real God. If you don't have that, your love of even guru like that is holding you back. Look at Bali Maharaj. Luckily, he got the real love of God from his grandfather, who preached to him, Bali Maharaj. He was in that line of Prahlad Maharaj. So his grandfather somehow or other was preaching to him about these principles that you're hearing now.
Yeah.
And it came to a point, his guru, who was actually adverse to the Shuddha Bhakti potency, Satchidananda, he was still materially motivated, and he was powerful. Bali Maharaj took over the whole universe from that formidable power of his guru, being a disciple. But it came because he heard from a real devotee, just like anybody here. You listen here attentively, you can get the same result Bali Maharaj has, which is an intimate relationship with Vamanadev, but in the form of Lord Caitanya, Radha Krishna. Even you can get that here, and people are getting that here, and they're witnessing that. It is fantastic. And your love of dog or cat or anything is going to take you down. And that's why you should get this also. And that'll cut you free from that manipulation. I see how people get manipulated by their cats and dogs. They can't even discipline the dog. Oh yeah, dog wants to do this, just let him do this, man. The cat wants to do this, whatever she wants to do, she does. Can't even discipline him. So that's what it does. You manipulate it. Anyway, we're here to kind of set things straight. I know it might be a little hard. Come sit in a dentist chair. Come on, we'll take care of it. It'll be over quick and fast.
Faster, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
then you'll be free. Then you can tell your dog. I see how this whole world is a joke, man.
Yeah,
It's really,
it is. This is the only place that is real.
yeah. This was really good. Okay, read another verse.
Okay, I don't know if I finished that one. Yeah. Okay. Who is there desiring deliverance from the vices of the age of quarrel? Who is not willing to hear the virtuous glories of the Lord?
Those two attached to animals. Those two attached to family life. See, two.
The
You can
solution,
be a
yeah.
little attached. But if you're too attached, you don't want to hear the virtuous glories. Because this is part of the virtuous glories, how good God is. That's the highest truth, distinguished from illusion. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. His transcendental acts are magnificent, magnificent and gracious. And great learned sages like Narada sing for them. Please, therefore, speak to us, who are eager to hear about the adventures he performs in his in his various incarnations.
It's really great. Nobody here is qualified to hear the virtuous glories. Usually you have to be almost at retirement and not done austerities for God knows how long. But nobody's really qualified. But we make you qualified. You just come here and I'll just speak them and you'll cringe, you'll hate me, you think, why did he say that? And all that. You just get the fast purification. If you really want more of God and you're really somewhat greedy, you'll sit through it. I hate that guy. I don't know. You might even go away for a few days. Process what you hear, but there's no other. I mean, we had to make a way that the unqualified can become qualified, And then after, then it's like, oh yeah, go. That's how I just testing this situation. I'm just seeing how people are responding here. Like I say some really tough love stuff. And I see a lot of people are getting through a lot of stuff because they go, oh, yeah, that's really good. Yeah, okay, yeah, no problem. Whereas a month ago it would have been, or a year ago would have been like really tough for me to say that. But if you sit through it, then you pass the test. Otherwise, there's no other quicker way to get this. You got to just come here and listen to the virtuous glories, even though the first part is uprooting the threefold miseries, uprooting your ignorance that has made you miserable. All these miserable things and concepts that you heard from your teachers, your mothers, your fathers, who beat you or raped you. A lot of times, a lot of weird shit goes on in families. And then your teachers who teach you critical race theories and all these motivated things of the communist governments. And then you got the religion, all these motivated religion leaders filling your head with all their bullshit and their speculations, and they're no better than you, probably worse from all the karma you gave them that they can't get rid of. You ever see that? Some of these gurus are worse off than their disciples because they're taking on the karma so many and they can't get rid of it. It's only this bhakti. That's why, again, from this angle, you are no bona fide guru unless you have ecstatic devotion because you can't keep the situation clean. You can't even cleanse yourself. You can't purify yourself because you had no bhakti, man. How can you? That's why Lord Caitanya said even a perfect Brahmin, which these persons usually aren't, these leaders that you follow as your pure devotees, they're not even perfect Brahmins. But even if they were, not even a perfect Brahmin can purify. This is the words from Lord Caitanya. Not even a perfect Brahmin can purify themselves, who is perfected in all the 12 Brahminical attributes, unless they're engaged in ecstatic, pure, loving, devotional service, prema bhakti. They can, and much less anybody else. And you are all going to them as your leaders. See here, you got to see the qualification. You can just say that question. Well, is Gohari like that? Does he worship the Lord with ecstatic love? Because that's the only thing that purifies their heart and gives them the ability to tolerate your karma. Not tolerate, purify it, actually. Dissolve it. From them, ecstatic prema emanates. That's dissolving your karma, man. Dissolving your anarthas, making you attracted to the Lord, much less what they speak.
That's my experience, though, of hearing from you. And something Janardan's been saying, like he loves the burning of purification.
Yeah.
And that burning, I really didn't like that at all. But I went through it. And now it burns, you have a distance from it. The burning, if once one is going through the purification, you have a distance from it and it can go really quickly. But if you fight with it, like one has done that previously, it just makes it really bigger, and we're wasting our time on that. I ask, is Karuna still getting purified? Because he's here and he's serving in his way, but it's quite external. It's quite external.
Yeah, it'll see. Krishna knows the heart and the condition, so he'll go as fast as he can go.
Okay, and that's why being here, Maharaj, and being in this position of love of God, can give him that place so he can carry on doing it at his pace.
Yeah, as long as he wants, to do it, it's up to him. How long? He's got free will. If he's finding there's value in this, what we're doing here, and your association, if he's finding value, then he'll stay, and he'll just automatically be dragged to the kingdom. I mean, but it's up to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, bottom line is the Lord has to give him the ability to relish Ras. And otherwise it'll just be boring to him because it's mundane. Mundane consciousness makes it boring. Spiritual consciousness, you can partake of godly delights. You can't. So that's why he says, it's just boring. Yeah. So in a sense, he's criticizing the Lord and the Lord's devotees in that sense, because he says, that's just boring. Well, it's not boring to me. It's my life and soul to relish this stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tom. What?
I feel from the mode of goodness, from that perspective, it's not possible to kill anything. When you are attached in this mode of goodness, you are not decisive. You cannot kill anything.
What do you mean kill anything?
I didn't understand.
You are not. Sorry for the word. It's not functional. It's not functioning. It's not working. From this empowerment by the mode of goodness, you cannot distinguish. You cannot get it. You cannot.
No, you can't.
It's like a tool without a dysfunctional tool.
It's like a blunt tool. It doesn't.
A blunt tool. Okay. Yeah. It's dysfunctional. It doesn't. It is not possible. Arjuna had to kill. Yeah. But from the mode of goodness, he was not able to kill.
Again, to kill. I don't get this. To
kill. Arjuna was not able to kill the enemies.
Oh yeah. Okay, to get rid of the enemy. Well, of course, because see, it's a spiritual potency that purifies the enemies. See, it raises us above the enemies. See, because we get the transcendental protection of the Lord. that comes through the real line, the real devotees who have that. So this is our preaching. This is like fishing in the world. Hey, you want, the message now is, hey, you want relief? Are you suffering enough? Like the guy down next door, he came and says, man, will it give me relief from this and this? Yeah, of course, you come. He's tried all these other things and they just don't work. Of course they don't work. Nothing works properly. But this will work because, it's what do you call it? It's a solution, all-in-one solution, because all our problems in the world is because of lack of this bond with the transcendental Lord. See, to awaken our spirit, so we're emboldened by the Spirit, empowered by the Spirit. The Spirit is more powerful than anything. See, the spirit of the modes is weak, but it's strong when you're not awakened. Your spirit is not awakened, for the Spirit, the eternal Spirit, is the Lord's Spirit, not the modes of nature. That's his shadow spirit. It's dark. The shadow is dark.
Yes.
Everybody's attached to this dark spirits, literally dark spirit. And so the only solution, all-in-one solution, is to have your spirit awaken, your soul awaken, and become attached to the transcendental Lord. That is our ultimate position. This relationship, it's spiritual, it's transcendental, and it liberates us from the illusion, from believing in the illusion, from faith in the illusion. What else do you need when you found God? You found the absolute eternal truth and you're bonded with it now. It's a strong glue. You don't want to be released from it. And that automatically, the illusion lets go. Maya's, you're not my, that's why you see, often in the beginning, your family rejects you. Your friends reject you. ISKCON rejects you. They all reject you because you have faith in Spirit. See? But ultimately, they will love you. They will, they will come. Well, whether they love you or not, I don't know. But they could. They will respect you ultimately. Well, ultimately they will. Because you're their possibility to get out of this. Otherwise, they have no choice. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, so I understand. If you have no faith in Spirit, then you feel, oh, this fishing, it's killing the fish. It's killing. So I'm not going to do that. If you have no faith in Spirit, you feel, no, I'm not going to kill that fish. I'm not going to fish.
Kill the
Because
fish.
it's killing the fish.
I think you need a different word than killing the fish. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, but it's in Bhagavad Gita, it's about this. They call it killing, huh?
Killing. Oh, you mean Arjuna fighting?
Yes.
Okay, Arjuna was fighting because that was Krishna's will at the time. He was a Kshatriya. That was his service to Krishna. He got the empowerment to continue that mission. So that just happened to be fighting. It doesn't have to be killing, So I got the order of Prabhupada to give life to people like this, in this way. Give them the truth. Show them what life is. See, so that's not killing. Actually, automatically the nartas will go. So it's just service, It's not like, Krishna came to give people the power to kill. No, that was just his service. Is that helping at all? I don't know. Maybe you have some idea.
Yeah, I was convinced that in the Bhagavad Gita they used the word killing because he had to fight and kill
That was his service. That was his service.
Yes, because he was a kshatriya. It was his dharma, his service.
Well, that too, but it also was the will of God that he do that. You could be a Kshatriya, but if it's not the will of the Lord, you
Yeah.
can go against that.
And then in my memory, it was explained that Krishna taught him, never there was a time we did not exist. You cannot kill the soul. You cannot kill the spirit.
Yeah, you can't kill it, but you can put an obstacle. See, the thing is, yeah, you can't kill the spirit, right? But you can hide the spirit for lifetimes, millions of lifetimes. That's pretty, that could be almost eternal, it says. Sometimes people practically never come out of the illusion to know that they're spirit soul. Look at some of the people now, we're finding they're more like shape changers. And, all this stuff that was a conspiracy theory, they're finding is more or less true. A lot of this stuff, there are beings that are very like reptilian, part human, part reptilian. They're inside. They have reptilian consciousness. That's why they do what they do. That's why they can kill. Can you imagine killing millions of people and not thinking anything of it? Look at all the lies and cheats. Look at America, what it's done. They lied to people and cheated them. They're doing mass killing of people with this thing here. And like nothing. Now it's accepted. Oh yeah, they normalized it. Oh yeah, no problem. People, they've normalized that kind of stuff. Oh, but don't cheat on your taxes or something. That is horrible. We'll throw you in jail for that. But no problem. We'll just inject people and kill them, put poison in them. We'll blow up buildings. We'll take all. Look at you guys over there. Look, you're over there in was it Europe? And the United States probably blew up your only possibility for heat. Many people will probably freeze to death. And your government still, when, Putin even said, he offered that to turn, there is a pipe to turn on. And Germany refused. No, we won't do it. We'll let these are your leaders, man, and you believe in them. Yeah, we won't do it. We'll let everybody freeze to death. Well, those leaders won't. They'll have a nice, warm, toasty place. This is all the bullshit all the way up into religion, man. Like my guru says, you eat this sugars and stuff, whatever they give you, just eat it, man. Don't eat. You sleep on the floor, and he's sleeping on a nice canopy bed, soft, eating pizza. I deliver him a nice, here's your nice pizza, man. These are your leaders, man. Hypocrites, liars, cheaters. See, that's Maya. Are you sick of it yet? Well, she's going to make you more sick. Look at people, their poor kids are all because of believing in Maya. All be believing in these false people that can't help. You're injecting your kids and giving little kids all these things. So that's why there's like this stuff going on, a mass genocide. It's all because of faith, isn't it? Can you imagine if people had faith in the real devotees who actually work on behalf of the Lord and the behalf of truth? This whole world would be beautiful. But right now, it is a big lie and so many lies. Nobody knows what to trust now. Isn't that amazing? How can you trust anything? Well, it's a no-brainer for me, We have these wonderful books. We have the holy name. We chant it in ecstasy, many of us. And we have that protection of the Lord, the transcendental Lord. So it adjusts everything. You could see who's lying to you, who's under the whammy. These young kids, a lot of them, they're in climate changes and all. You see all the bullshit behind that. You see the motives of these people. This is what the protection Lord said. Can you see their motives? They're not being straight with you. They're lying to you. Can you see Trudeau is lying to you with a straight face? It's almost like he's mocking you. They believe my bullshit. The people can't believe it because they believe it. They're under the whammy of Maya. Anyway, people have an alternative here. You people in ISKCON and Gaudiya Math, you have an alternative now. You don't take advantage of it. Well, what can be done? You don't believe these truths that we present as it is, that you can even check in the book? Well, believe the bullshit of your gurus out there that presenting you information that they want you to believe without being able to check it in the book or check it in devotees' experience. We got the desired result. Prema is here. You want prema, you come here, you get prema, devotion. If not, go to Narayan Rush. Take your many lifetimes trip before you get prema. You believe in false egos and big prides? Well, go follow that path, man. Go follow those speculations that he taught. Go follow that a real pure devotee is the most renounced person, the most austere person, the most rule follower persons. Go believe that bullshit, man. Don't come here where I say the most advanced devotee is one who has the mercy of Lord Caitanya, who chants the holy name with great ecstatic devotion. Don't come here. That presents the real Bhagavatam as it is, for real verses as it is, that overturns even Narayan Raj's preaching. Yeah, don't come here. Believe in the many lifetimes path. Don't believe in the one that produces results in even a week in some people here. Don't believe in that. Believe in bullshit. Believe in lies. Just go for it, man. Take your many lifetimes before you realize Krishna. We're gonna go. We're realizing him every day, more and more and more, in ecstasy, more and more and more. Remember Moses? When he saw the people, they turned and they worshiped the golden calf. See, worshiping gold, the body, the worshiping of the body. He said, okay, division. You can go over there, worship your golden calves, or you can come over here if you want to live. Same thing. Oh, you want to worship these bogus gurus who are not transcendental? They're not residents of Vrindavan? Go for it, man. Take your many lifetimes to realize Krishna. Or you can come over here and make rapid progress to realizing the absolute truth as it is with devotion and bhakti awakening. And if you don't believe in religion, you're atheist, well, go believe in Fauci and see how much good he's going to do for you. Or believe in Biden, believe in all these guys. But look, the truth is coming out about them, that they hate you because they're serving the God of hate and anger. They want to get rid of people, and they're hypocritically doing it. So go worship them. Go believe in their word. See, the word of the devotee or the non-devotee is your God. If you hear the words of the empowered devotees with such an Ananda potency, you're liberated easily from this material illusion because they present the real God. The real God is with them. In the beginning was the Word was with God. See, that's a devotee, man. They're with God, and the word they speak is God. And you can test it. It's not a crazy thing or a megalomaniac thing. No, test. Is that word in the transcendental books that we worship? I worship these books. These books are the truth. They set people free. You check, is the word coming from this mouth in the book? Is the word coming from Acharya Dev's mouth in the book? Is it in the book that he can be guru without ecstatic devotion and prema bhakti? Is it in the book? Is it in Chaitanya Charitamrita? No, I haven't seen it. Okay, so I think we'll end it here now. Any last words here? Give us some famous last words, Tom.
Well, I feel these words come to mind. Attraction, yes. Where are you really attracted to? what direction you really appreciate. Is it this temporary qualities or Krishna qualities?
That's what it comes down to. I mean, we're here to present the transcendental qualities of the absolute truth, the transcendental qualities of the ecstatic worship of the Lord. Not just but by showing that also, to demonstrate. So that people, it's the truth will set you free, right? So it's so nice. You just present these truths. These are the essence of all truth, Satchidananda. Present Satchidananda in the world and people get liberated to listen to these topics. You make Satchidananda your God. Satchidananda is my God. I'm just here to present my God to you. Do you like my God? My God, Satchidananda, makes me very ecstatic. I like to cry and laugh and choke up when I'm associating with my Lord. My Lord is spiritual. The Vedas, confirm. Oh, you're with the real God. Okay, no problem. I felt it already. It's nice to have it confirmed also. Anybody else like that? Does my God look good to you? How about Lalita Ganga's God? Do you like her God? She's a pretty good God, huh? Her God. How about Johan's God? Yeah, his God looks pretty good to me. I also would like that God. That's where we got that God. He's a great God, man. Even if you're an atheist, come get this experience. I would call it my God. If I can be this happy, it's my God, man, because I listen to the word of Fauci. It doesn't make me this happy, or Bill Gates, or even Trump. Yeah. Choose your Lord, man. We all do. Who do you believe in? Oh, you believe in climate change? Oh, yeah. You believe in the New World Order, the WEF. See, World Economic Forum. Oh, climate change. Oh, of course, they have no motive for teaching that, right, Tom? There's no motive behind that. None. They're just totally altruistic for your benefit, right? There's no motive like to control you and make you a slave and give you a nice passport where they know everything about you and look up your asshole, and know everything what's going up in your rectum. They're that kind of controllers, man. They like shit like that. They want to control your every move. And the problem, reaction, solution, the Hellenian dialect. And people, they don't even know about these things. That's why they're an illusion. They don't even think it's important to know about these things. How you're being cheated at every step here now. Lied to, killed, exterminated like bugs. Well, you want that? Or you come with us if you want to live, man. You want to feel real life, man. You be ecstatic and not even. I'm not against Fauci's, I'm not against them. I just tell you the truth. They're lying to you. They know it. I know it. Why wouldn't you? Don't you? Wouldn't it be nice if you knew it too? Then this knowledge is protection.
And Maharaj, it took him at least half an hour to get fighting to get him to wear those glasses. Do you remember? For him,
what glasses?
In that film, They Live. When they put the glasses on and they can see the demons, the aliens. But it took him. He was fighting. I was just going when I watched that scene. Just put the glasses on. Just put the glasses on. But no, they're fighting because he wouldn't put the glasses on. But put the glasses. But that's what people do. They're just going to be fighting with you and fighting with you. Putting the glasses on is coming here. Am I shouting? Putting the glasses on is actually coming in and seeing, letting the Lord, letting Maharaj tell us what is actually going off out there. Some people are just fighting.
We need to extend our vision by looking through the vision of the revealed scriptures. See? Otherwise, our vision is faulty. We just look at what our senses in the world show us. And you believe what people say because you don't have the vision of the revealed scriptures. You're not purified. Your heart's not purified. And then you just believe lies as truth. You don't have the vision of Bhagavad Gita and the modes of nature, passion, ignorance, and goodness. You can't tell the difference between a passionate person, an ignorant person, or a good person. So you just put it all together. See, you don't extend your vision through the revealed scriptures. So that's what we do here. And that's Sadhu Sangha, man. We have these talks. And then you look into the world through the vision of the revealed scriptures, and now you have protection from hitting your head against the wall in ignorance or believing a liar that's telling that you believe the lie is the truth. See, you need this kind of vision of the scriptures, and vision of the scriptures through a purified heart. That's what we teach, the mercy of Lord Caitanya. So that's all here, Anything else?
Just to add,
Okay,
I was just going to say, the manipulation has been going on for such a long time. You was talking earlier how they're all in this. Even during the Second World War, George Bush Jr., as he's senior, he was selling his oil to Hitler, and Hitler bombed Churchill in London. So they were all in this together. These elites. They're putting countries against each other when they're dictating it from actually above, and so the manipulation is just going on and on and on, and people actually know there's something going on, but their vision isn't clear. They don't get the clarity, but something's happening. They have nothing else to trust, Maharaj.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's what we have an alternative while we're here. This is a great place. This can be a shelter for the whole world, just
Absolutely.
even by our Facebook Live programs.
Absolutely, Maharaj. Yeah, absolutely. Everything is here.
Here's an example. See, so I guess Karuna said we are, replying to Karuna. Oh, very good. So replying to Karuna. Karuna Sindhudas, we are what we eat or ingest through our senses. I agree with that. See, that's inconclusive. That is a false idea. Because, okay, you are what you eat if you identify an illusion with the body. If this is what the people think, I am what I eat, because you identify yourself as the body. This is why you can come here and you can eat this or that. You can eat meat or vegetables. And if you believe that conception, you're in ignorance, because you still identify yourself as a body. But I say, you are what you eat. I can take that same conclusion and say, yes, you're right, but not in that way. You are what you eat. You come here, you're eating through here. You're eating transcendental knowledge. You're eating like this. You're eating the vibration, the energy, the ecstasy, the pure vibration here. See, and you are what you eat. You become that. You notice that? Oh, your spiritual body awakens. You like transcendental topics. Whether you eat a little chicken or don't eat chicken, whether you're a vegan or a vegetarian, you are what you eat now, because you're eating spiritually, and that's the real thing. That's why I don't put emphasis. Like, one guy left the Sangha here for a while. He's back. Good for him. Because, well, you're just you're promoting or you're allowing people to eat meat and this and that really bothered me. And you equate Christians on the same level as Vaishnavas and all. See, all mixed up. See, well, a Christian who is eating through the awakening of his transcendental Holy Spirit love of Christ, is eating the words of the Bible now. He can relish these truths, and they nourish his spirit. See, he is what he eats now, and that's why you see many Christians who eat beef and all kinds of stuff, and yet they got the mercy of Christ, and they're good people, better than these Vaishnavas who are vegetarians, and sometimes they're murderers, pedophiles, and they're veggie heads. Hitler was a vegetarian. And these Christians, some Christians, not all, but some Christians who may eat beef and all this stuff, but that they've been awakened spiritually, and they're eating spiritually. They eat and they soak up the verses of the Bible. They live on them. They love them. See? That's. So you are what you eat. You're a spiritual body. Now that you can eat spiritually, you're saved. See, Lord Caitanya taught this too. Those who awaken ecstatic devotion, this Chaitanya Charity, you can check all these things. Those who have devotion to the Lord are saved from the consequences of a lower birth. What are those consequences? Okay, you're involved in the consequences of lower birth. You're in a mode of ignorance, right? You do ignorant stuff. You might eat beef or eat this or eat that. You got that habit, right? You got that kind of body or whatever it is. But devotion awakens because you get the mercy of a Vaishnava in disciplic line. What happens? You're saved from the consequences of taking another birth in the mode of ignorance. Simply because now you're eating spiritually. You're eating the words coming from the devotee, from a liberated soul, for God's sake, who also eats spiritually. There's no other way to get this ability. I got to overturn the speculations even Narayan Maharaj here. They can't eat spiritually because they eat, a devotee, a real guru is renounced and austere and follows lots of rules and regulations. Therefore, they're bona fide. See, you can't eat spiritually. You're eating in a speculative way. It's speculation. You got to eat the verses as they are. It gives great pleasure to the person who's eating in your heart. See? That's the Lord. He loves conclusive truth. That's his food. That's why he awakens. Radha shows us her pleasure by giving you devotion, because you listen to a real representative of them, real representative of Lord Caitanya and Radha and Krishna. Otherwise, you listen to speculators. That's why you see in the Narayan Maharaj group, where are the symptoms of ecstatic devotion? Where in ISKCON are the symptoms of ecstatic devotion and conclusive truth? Where are the ecstatic gurus even? Where are the ecstatic followers? Nowhere to be seen except here. So the whole world, so you guys should come here. Why are you dicking around? Why are you running away from the truth? What has your speculations done for you? Where's your ecstatic devotion, man? Look at us every day, twice a day, and then you guys do it too. Ecstatic worship of the Lord. Yeah. Govinda, give us a word.
Yeah, I just meditating on that purport. Yeah, that's a great purport, because people often say that, and I probably would have said that 7, 8 years ago. We are what we eat, So Dustin, thank you. Dustin's a nice lad who's coming along, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not looking at what we eat materially, externally. He's looking at this spiritual stuff, and I've really got a taste for it. I can't, I mean, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think it was now, got a bit lusty, sexually lusty. But I started reading the pastimes, and that was 3, 4 weeks ago, man. And I've forgotten about, those things. Not that I'm saying you've got to be celibate or anything, but I get so much pleasure in just these pastimes. I'm writing out by hand some of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's poetry and putting alongside your aphorisms. That's my kind of next format for a book. I just read one, actually, just a short one, just a short little one that I thought was amazing. And I think it will really help link what we're doing as pucker, your aphorisms with Bhaktivinoda Thakur's. And there's just one from his thing I shared this morning. This is so beautiful. A bird. Oh no, no. Oh bird, come, let's go to the spiritual world. The land of true and everlasting beauty. It is the place where the imaginary man of my mind will never again come and go on the revolving cycle of birth and death. And it just a picture, put a nice picture of birds flying up out of a cage, and in the top of the sky are books, our weapons of master divinity books, your words, and that gives me pleasure, more pleasure than anything today. So thank you, God Harry, and thank you, Dustin, and everybody new that's coming along, and my friend Philip for the questions. And it's great because you can all come, as Gora Harry's often said, it's not about blind belief. Come with these doubts, and no one's laughing at you if you make some kind of statement like you are what you eat, and the purport is shown deep, and no one's laughing at you. We thank you for your contribution. So, yeah.
Yeah. Boy, you got a lot of comments here today, huh? Dustin replying to Karuna. Manic, Monday, Taco Tuesday, Wednesday, Hump Day, Thursday. Okay. All right. So we'll end it here for a little bit. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a nice morning. Oh, almost 3 hours. Boy, time flies when you're having a good time. Can't believe it. 3 hours already. Where does time go, man? It's unbelievable, man. Yeah. Truth, Prema Bhakti, Ecstasy, Prasada, man. Okay. Haribo, everybody. See you soon. We made up